Leah Darling, and welcome back to Darling's Dose. It's the second week of May, and we started off last week with mindfulness in May, and we did the body scan. So building on that today, I did my own body scan, kind of scanning from the top down through my body, and discovered I've got some right hip tightness and hip pain, probably from doing longer rides this past weekend out on the trail on my horse Chester. So we're going to address that today, because that's what I picked up from the body scan, and I'm probably not the only one. So we're going to address the lateral line of fascia in the body. So you can use a ball if you have that. If not, you can roll up a couple bolsters or a couple pillows and put that in place of the ball. But the ball is going to give you the biggest fulcrum to get the stretch. So you're going to bring yourself over, probably so you can put your foot against the wall. I'm going to use my ladder barrel. So you're going to kneel behind your ball, or excuse me, to the side of your ball. You're going to keep that down knee on the mat at first, and you're going to bring your foot up against the wall. I'm going to use my ladder barrel just for leverage. And you have to kind of adjust where you're going to be to find the sweet spot. And then you're going to come over on the side of the ball and then stretch that top hand towards the other wall. So once again, we're stretching that lateral line of the fascia, and you're going to think about breathing into the ribs, kind of expanding your ribs east and west, creating space in between each rib. So I'm pretty much straight over the ball, like I'd go down into a toaster. You can also rotate back to get more of the front line of the body, or you can rotate a little bit more forward to get more of the back lateral line. But I feel my best stretch right in the middle. So you can kind of adjust where it feels best to you, keeping that bottom knee bent. And you're just going to think about creating space between your heel and your hand, your top hand, and just allowing that side body lateral line of the fascia to stretch and soften and lengthen. So you would hold this release as far or as long as you feel comfortable. I would hold it usually for a couple minutes just to get that maximum elongation of the collagen in the fascia. And then to come out, you're going to bend that top knee and then come down onto your knees. So on the other side, I'm just going to do it free form without the wall. You're going to kneel beside the ball. Bottom knee stays down, top foot can kind of be your driver. And then you're going to push out so you get pretty much that top part of your waistband on top of the ball as kind of your fulcrum. Once again, you can rotate forward, rotate backwards to kind of see where you need to get your maximum stretch. So I need to come down a little bit to get more into my ribs. And then just again, feeling space between your top foot and your top hand. You can breathe into the ribs, kind of expanding those spaces in between the ribs. You can just allow your head to relax if that's comfortable for you. If you need some support, you can support your hand underneath your head. That's gonna take away your stability on the floor. So you kind of need to pick where you need the stability. Feeling length between your fingertips, top fingertips, and your foot. Taking a couple breaths. In reality, I would usually hold it longer, and then I would come on down. So that's going to be the stretch. The purpose for that was to stretch the lateral side of the body, stretching the lateral fascia, and hopefully you can tune in next week for another segment of Mindfulness in May. So thanks for joining Darling's Dose, and we'll see you next week.